Today we're discussing Willow Smith, Andre Blaze Henshaw, Childish Gambino, and Davido. And here on my panel are American pop culture expert Yemi Abayomi. Hello there, Yemi. Welcome to the show. Popular entertainment blogger Lakpe Banjo. Welcome as well.
Hi, folks.
Hi. And entertainment reporter Ife Oshunkeye.
What's up, dogs?
Okay, so we're starting first with a 17-year-old singer, actress, dancer, and daughter of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, Willow Smith. She has confessed to self-harming during the height of her struggle with fame, particularly after the success of her Whip My Hair hit, which she did in 2010. Willow said in a recent interview that she was so depressed, lost her sanity, and ended up cutting her wrists. I thought that was a bit... I don't know, because initially I was going to say a bit heavy, but I don't know what you think with regards to her cutting herself. There's no other way I can say it. I think it's extreme, and that's my own personal opinion, but I don't know what you guys think about that. Cutting yourself on your wrists.
I think intense might be a better word.
Intense? Okay,
yeah.
Intense.
I don't know, I think we have to be a little bit careful with the way we handle this particular situation, because it's mental health and it's on the rise at the moment, and a lot more people are vocal about their mental health now, especially at a younger age. And also we know that a lot of child celebrities and child stars suffer a lot of these things, and she's actually come out to say it. Her parents are just as popular as well. So yes, it is a bit intense, but I think it's real. It happened, and the fact that she's being vocal about it at such a young age is quite courageous, actually. So
okay, and if what's your own reaction regarding this story?
Success is it's something difficult to deal with, even for older people. So you can imagine how little she was back then, and then she had to deal with the crazy. Now watch me, whip, now watch me.
That's the wrong song, Ife.
That's not the song.
No,
I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth.
It's all whipping.
I don't even know. Different guy.
Yeah, that's a
completely
different one.
girl.
That's a different
Yeah,
one.
but
So,
I feel like...
yeah, but that song was big at the moment.
Yeah,
Like all the girls were doing it, all the young stars. You know, I had little cousins dancing to that, so I could imagine how she felt. And she was just a little girl. So imagine turning on the TV screen and your song is everywhere.
But I think it was after.
Yeah.
I think she was saying that it was after the success, after the kind of the wave of the success, that she started feeling
that she
like the
said,
overwhelmness.
And I guess it must be really hard for her, because she had the success and then was really quiet, and everyone expected so much from her because the song was so popular. So that pressure alone could have probably driven her to...
But the thing is, I can't help but think, you know, let's look at it from a different side here. Do you think that this was actually real, or she was trying to draw attention? Because at the time, she didn't say anything about it. It's only now that she's saying something about it. And then come to think of it, you know, I don't know, is she that relevant right now? Because I'm thinking perhaps this is a comeback, so...
She already has her comeback, actually, because she is, I'm really excited. She's performing at Afropunk. She already has her comeback. She's like, her brother just put out his album Icon. And usually when, you know, they're kind of like a package deal when one is, and she's going on tour with Janae Ayuko. Like, yeah,
but my point is, you know, this story is coming at a time where relevance is needed. Do you not think that's the case?
I think she's already relevant. She's been covered by, in the last coming months, she's been covered by several news outlets, including Billboard. And I feel like I think she's just feeling the need to speak out, because this is now like, 2018 is kind of the year of everyone kind of telling their truth and hoping that their truth is going to help someone else, and I think that's where she's really coming from.
Okay, Lakpe, before I come to you, you know, let me hear from Ife regarding what you think this is. Do you think this is drawing attention or not really?
No, I don't think, because there hasn't been a time that the Smiths have been irrelevant. I think they've been relevant always. They're always making the news. They're always relevant as far as I'm concerned. So I don't think it's a thing of relevance. I think it's just expressing a story, like letting people know how it is to be a child star.
Okay. Yeah. Like I was going to ask you, you know, but now let me go back to you, you know, let's talk about her mental health. Let's look at it from that particular angle.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. I think both of her and her brother are a bit weird. Like, they've always like said, no, they are, let's be honest. They've always like said weird, they're like gender fluid and like don't really know what's going on with them, and like they've like either they're just, for me, I find them really weird.
Weird.
This explains a lot.
Sorry to cut you in there, because I'm beginning to think, should we put it down to the training that they've received from Will? Because I know Will was a bit strict when they were growing up.
Oh no, you can't really blame it on Will. I mean, they live in like a celebrity culture. Everyone knows them. Their parents are famous, and they're probably competing with each other like for fame as well.
And they hang out with they have this like brand of the misfits.
Yeah.
And they hang out with like exiled Disney stars and
they're really
and they just
weird.
like sit in the studio and skateboard and do. Skateboarding is not weird, but the way they're very strange.
All right, then let's talk about the mother now, because she wasn't even aware when this was taking place. It's only recently that she was made aware that yes, she was cutting her wrist and she was depressed and everything like that. So,
but if we look at them as just parents, and if we look at them in a typical family structure, mum and dad, a child is self-harming, your mum, I don't expect your mum to know straight away. I wouldn't expect your mum to, it's something that your mum will be really, really upset about.
Not Ife's mom, man. That's bad parenting as far as...
No, it's not. Don't say that.
No. I can understand what a
Can I finish my point? It's not bad parenting, because at the end of the day, self-harming is a mental health issue, right? Let's be clear.
Okay.
Number two, if her mum found out that she was self-harming much earlier, her mum would have intervened and got involved. Number three, they live very busy lives. She probably didn't want to tell her mum that. It's something that's quite personal and it's she's dealing with mentally, so you don't expect her.
And I think her mom had like even in that time, her mom had like two TV shows and a movie going on during that time.
Yes, you can blame it on the busy schedule, but it is not an excuse.
No, all right, then I'm going to believe what you say. I think I agree with you here on that one. But before we delve into it, let's move on to my next story. Nigerian television and radio personality Andre Blaze Henshaw, his sexual allegations by a certain Miss Olutimehin Adegbeye has led to the release of a statement by Ebony Live TV. So to discuss this here are a few facts about Andre. He's 35 years old, has hosted a number of shows like Nigeria's Got Talent, Battle of the Year, and the voice behind Nigeria's Big Brother. He's currently a presenter of Men's Corner, has 2 girls by his longtime girlfriend, and is cousin to Nollywood actress Kate Henshaw. So, I mean, regarding this whole incident, why is it only coming to light now, when this has taken place 2 years before? But before I come to you, ladies, let me ask if, what his own opinion is.
The sexual assault accusation is 2 years ago.
Okay.
But the lady came out to say, I think May 6th or something, and to accuse him. So it's something that is really recent. So I think they need to address it now, because you can't have a presenter on your station that is being sexually accused. You get me? So I think, yeah.
Okay, ladies, let me start with you, Lape.
Well, I don't really understand. Well, first of all, they need to clarify what they mean by sexual assault, because it could be a bit of flirtatious banter, it could be a bit of touch. What is sexual assault in a Nigerian working industry?
No, well, I think regardless, though, it should be a universal thing as opposed to a Nigerian definition.
Universal definition.
No, there is a universal definition, but we need to be clear what that is, because in the court of law, they will tell you this is what happened. They'll explain graphically to you.
Oh, so you mean legally then?
Yeah, what did she say has happened to her? Because with the Cosby cases, with the Weinstein cases, we actually know what he did. Did he took them into a room, he molested them? What did he actually do to her? That's number one. Not that it changes her claim, but I just want to know exactly what happened. And also, why is it that she's, like you said, why is she coming out now to say it? Is she jumping on the bandwagon of the whole Me Too thing?
Me Too thing, true, because I was going to raise that as well, and I'm like, I don't understand why it's coming out now. And I'm beginning to think, is this Me Too, or is she, is a little claim to fame, or I don't know, because
I think in Africa, we don't have a mind of our own.
So
I'm
what
sorry
do you
to
think?
say, no disrespect.
No, when you say she doesn't have a mind of her own, what are you saying exactly?
I'm not talking about Timay, I'm talking about Africans. Now, why are we doing the Me Too thing?
No, we're suspecting, we're not saying that's what
it's not like she hashtagged
No,
Me
but she
Too
did the
after
hashtag. No,
she did the hashtag.
Yeah, she did.
She did the hashtag.
Yeah, she actually did
Well,
the
in
Me
her
Too
report,
hashtag.
she did do the hashtag, so
So
yeah.
I'm saying, why are we doing now? Is it because the Weinstein case is going on and all of that? Is that why?
I would definitely like to hear from, from Yemi.
Let me, because this is the issue that, and the last couple shows we've even talked about it. This Me Too bandwagon. So the issue is between calling something a bandwagon and having the actual situation. The issue is that it demeans the people who are actually coming out and doing it because they now feel comfortable that they feel like their stories can be told now because they feel more comfortable because they know that other people have come out with their stories and haven't been completely demolished for their stories.
Yeah, but how many people in Nigeria can say that they've been sexually assaulted at work, and how many people have come out to say it? Because she's saying Me Too, but she's not really starting a whole movement in the workplace or like in general in an industry.
You know what? I just think she's an attention seeker because right now you're telling us about how you were
What
raped,
kind of nonsense?
how you were raped by Pretty Mike when you were 16 years old.
Yeah,
close
she said
to a
that,
club.
yeah.
What were you doing close to a club?
Oh no, you're not.
No,
No.
I don't care about being in the club.
No, you've been an attention seeker because you're just trying to tell me.
Listen.
You
You
can't
can't say that. Stop. You can't say that. I don't care if she's in the club. That does not give anyone permission. No. Listen.
Andrew Blaze is suspected to be the last big brother.
Okay, you know what, ladies? You know what? Let's listen to where he's coming from.
No, but he can't say
he
that
can't say that
because
she
you
was
get
near a
raped
club.
because you were near a club. That's like saying, oh, it's because you're wearing that skirt. That's why that guy raped you.
Okay, you know what?
I don't mean it like that. I
Yeah.
don't mean it like that.
Why don't we let him land? Let's
clarify.
So clarify.
All right.
What exactly are you trying to
is
say?
that you said you got raped by Pretty Mike when you were 16, and now you're talking about Andrew Blaze. Andrew Blaze right now is buzzing because people were speculating it was the last voice of the Big Brother.
Right.
You know that.
Okay.
So why do I feel like she's just trying to get attention out of his present buzz?
But this is probably why she didn't say it when she was 16, because people like you would tell her that she's not right.
She wasn't talking about Andrew Blaze when she was talking about when she got raped.
That's what I'm saying.
And she even
She
said
probably
it
didn't
in
come
her
out
reports that she can bet on her last naira that Pretty Mike doesn't even remember raping her. Do you understand? Like, how can you even say that?
What do you have to say? Because you've gone all quiet now, Lakpe.
Do you feel defeated?
No, of course I don't. Not by that comment. Definitely not. Let's be clear, right? She probably did not come out at 16 years old and say that she was raped. One, because you're saying she said that he probably didn't remember, and two, because people will say she's lying. That's what happens to rape victims. They don't come out because of the fear that people are going to think that they're lying about it.
Can you imagine someone
I just
attacking
think
you
this is
and
a
then
bandwagon
say,
thing.
No. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Why?
Stop. Listen. Can you imagine someone physically attacking you and then has the nerve? Once you try and report it, has the nerve to tell you that you're lying? How would you feel?
And by
if
the way,
someone violated you and then told you you were lying.
When guys get raped, no one asked them what they were wearing.
Exactly.
To sue
no
her.
one asks. If a guy got raped, no one would be like, "Oh, he's
were you
near
wearing
a club. Why is he near a club?
Were you wearing hot pants?
I
Yeah.
think guys don't have stories of rape to tell.
I'm not saying
This is definitely getting very heated, but
annoying.
still to come, details regarding Childish Gambino and the latest, the very latest indeed, on Davido. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
It is not yet over. The Get to Latin Millions promo is still on. 110 people have won up to 65 million naira already, and you can be one of them, as there is 31 million naira still available to be won. You stand a chance to become a millionaire. All you have to do is walk into a Fidelity Bank near you and open an account with 10,000 naira or pay in 10,000 naira to your already existing account. And you stand a chance to win 1 million, 2 million, and 3 million naira in the monthly draw. Draw your account to 50,000 naira and stand a chance to win up to 5 million naira. That's not all. Lots of consolation prizes like refrigerators and generators to be won. Rush now to the Fidelity Bank near you and start saving for a chance to become a millionaire in the Fidelity Get a Lot in Millions promo.
We're Fidelity. We keep our word.
I don't get a lot, God you win.
Welcome back. You're still watching Entertainment News, and up next is our story on Childish Gambino. So last week we brought you details regarding Childish Gambino and the release of his music video titled This Is America. But the interesting twist is that a Canadian YouTube comedian, Nicole Arbour, has released her own version of the video and has called it The Woman's Edit. The video was released on Saturday and has already gained almost 900,000 views online. So, I'm going to start with you, social media expert. What are people's reactions to Nicole's version?
There's been very negative reactions for various reasons, but mostly because it seems like she's taking this and making a mockery. A lot of the comments have been about her making a mockery of the original video, the original piece of art.
Do you think that was her intention initially anyway?
A smart man once told me it doesn't matter what you intend to do, it's a matter of what you get done, what is seen from it, the action. And it doesn't seem to me that she really thought out what she was going to be doing, and especially when you look at her history, it doesn't seem to me that she was really intent on doing good.
Okay, and your view, Lakwe, on this whole incident?
On the other hand, I think if I actually think the video was all right. Like, forget like everything else that she's done in the past and whatnot, I think the video was actually quite interesting to watch. Like, she raised all the issues that women supposedly suffer in America. But America's meant to be the free world, so women are meant to have progressed a lot quicker there. So I think I would have appreciated it more if it was like a world thing, like what women suffer in the whole world, as opposed to like what women, I mean, who cares if it's not an issue if you breastfeed in public, and that was her opening scene, and she kind of compared that to the gun scene, which is what Childish Gambino has in his beginning. But watching her other videos, she's purely a racist. She's a racist, she is. She's just a racist. She's a racist bully, exactly.
She's a bully.
She says a lot of things about people that are bigger. She says a lot of things about racism. She's very sarcastic.
in this modern age where people are trying to be politically correct in terms of race, do you think she doesn't
being
care?
politically correct and being rude. Like, she's downplaying it. She's undermining the whole argument. She's undermining the struggle.
Right.
She's just completely like writing all over the history, and she's comparing it to gender, and like it just, for me, it's not enough.
I'm sorry, I just feel like that whole political correctness, that's a Tommy Lahren argument. Like, it's like, oh, you feel like you're a snowflake because you don't like what I have to say, but it's like, what you're saying is rude, it's bigoted, and it's insensitive. If you want to say it, don't get mad when everyone, like, if you even, after her first video, the Dear Fat People video, she put out like a follow-up video about like being upset that people were like hating on her for it, but it's like,
she went in that video.
But I can't wait to hear what you've got to say.
First of all, I think Nicole is pretty funny.
Do you find her funny?
Yeah, I find her funny.
So she does stand up to her name as a comedian.
She's not a comedian.
No,
she's a bully. That's like saying 50 Cent is a comedian.
Yeah,
that's
she's
like
funny.
50 Cent's a
She's
comedian.
funny.
She's not funny. She's mean.
She is funny to me.
Okay,
so secondly, she had a good message. But I think it would have been better if she was a bit more original with it. Because Childish Gambino came out with social issues that black people were being affected by daily. Like the gun control, police brutality. And then you can't just come on screen and make a joke out of all of that. Yes, you have a good message. You're talking about what American women go through. But you can't do that right when that music video is still buzzing. Childish Gambino is still buzzing.
Do you know what? Sorry to cut you in there. You know, because I'm just beginning to think, from what you've just said, does it mean, do you think she was trying to undermine what Childish Gambino did?
And that's exactly the message Childish Gambino was trying to pass across. And again, she's white. You can't be, you're not affected by this thing. You're not black. You don't even know how it feels to be black. You don't know how Childish Gambino or how black people felt when Childish Gambino let out that video.
I would have let you continue.
You're making a joke out of it.
Yeah, you know.
I think it was just wrong timing and the wrong message.
I was going to let you continue, but because I think Yemi has a very strong reaction, you were going to say something.
I think that it's just disrespectful. I think I don't care if she had made this 10 years, maybe 10 years from now, I would have let it slide. But no, I mean, yeah, because she's a bully and a bigot. But my issue is that she did something to follow the hype so that she would get more notoriety, and that's like her staking claim to be famous.
All right, we're going to leave it there. We're going over now to our newsroom where we have Buki November, our social media analyst, and she'll be updating us on what's trending. Over to you, Buki.
Hey everyone. So as Tokumbo just said, Nicole Arbor is back in the court of social media. Some time ago it was for her Dear Fat Girls video, which she said was a marketing campaign. But today she's been slammed for her remake of Childish Gambino's This Is America video. Here are some comments from social media, and please be warned, they are not nice. for Nicole's sake, this blows over soon. But if you have over 900,000 views on YouTube, would you want it to blow over? I doubt it. That's all from me, folks. Back to you, Tokumbo.
All right then, Buki, thank you very much. You've definitely put a humorous spin to that incident. Last week, we brought you the story on Davido's acquisition of a private jet, but it turns out that there's more to the ownership of the jet than was initially thought. This is quite an interesting turn of events. I don't even know where to start, and I don't even know who to start with, but from your facial expression, perhaps I should start from you, Yemi.
Me?
Yes. What's your view?
So,
Say
I would
something.
like to ask you, do you know anyone that's seen Chioma driving a Porsche?
What, the 45 million?
Yeah, has anyone?
Yeah,
Before we get to that, we need to talk about the jets, because yesterday they talked about him acquiring one, and then all of a sudden we're hearing, you know,
I'm
this.
saying all his actions are questionable now.
Yeah, we can talk about that later, but I want to hear what Yemi has to say about the whole incident.
I believe that it's kind of crazy that I don't want to say he outright lied. I think he misrepresented himself wholly, and he definitely should be, everything he should be questioned after that, after misrepresenting himself. The fact that he is not the sole owner of the jet, and he made it seem like, and they all allowed him to make it seem like this is his baby, my baby is coming in a couple, that was what he said.
Yeah, but Lakwe, you have a different view. You don't think he lied? Per se.
No, I do think he's a liar.
Oh, you do think so?
Yeah, I think he's an outright liar, and I'm so over talking about him because, to be honest, like, he gave everyone the impression.
Yeah.
Well, he gives everyone the impression that he buys
But
everything.
that's the point, though. Some people are saying he only gave us an impression and he didn't really say that he owned it.
No, my point is, with him, his whole brand gives the impression that everything he does and everything he acquires and everything he purchases is completely funded by himself, and he's got so much money and he doesn't need any help and blah, blah, blah. So the second you get a fractionally owned jet, you don't want to talk about it. And this comes, what, 2 weeks after he's bought the 45 million naira car.
Supposedly.
Which, as Ife rightly said, no one's actually come across. Which, if people did, it would have been all over social media. Oh, look, I've seen the assurance car. She probably might not be driving it, I don't know. But everything he says now is questionable. I do agree with you.
So now it's your go, Ife, because I know you've got a lot to say on this.
Well, first of all, Davido, that's why. That's the first question. Because how can you come out to tell us you got a private jet? You motivated a lot of youths across the continent. You know, I have a lot of people that were thinking like, damn, when am I going to buy a private jet?
Yeah.
You were being a motivation. You were a standard for the youth. And then all of a sudden, we're finding out that it's just fractional ownership. There was nothing wrong with the truth.
Well, you've changed your tune, haven't you? You're like
he's Davido's biggest fan. You're like usually Davido's like water boy.
Because right now I'm very, very disappointed. I can remember.
I was going to say though, Ife, you know, you're saying disappointed because my next question was, do you think his fans are going to be disappointed about this?
Of course, I'm one of his fans and I'm really disappointed. So I can imagine what the girls feel like.
Why are you actually
I'm sure the girls.
Why did you say the girls?
Why am I disappointed?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he still owns it, but he just doesn't own it completely.
No, it doesn't own it.
Would you have been more
No, but I think Ife is talking about
it has like the smallest amount.
Yeah, he doesn't even have like a big ownership of it. It's like not even
fractional
big.
ownership. Like
so over
it's not even like, if the jet is what 9 billion naira, I don't even think he has up to 2 million in there.
So wait, how is he gonna, like, you know,
they're all gonna
fly
share
all over
it. It'll be
and
like
then you came out with
pants.
documents, showing us documents, telling us about your jet, your baby, and Chioma was right next to you, supporting his lies. Can you just imagine that?
All right, then let's talk about the fractional ownership. Does anyone know anything regarding who are the other people that actually own it, or how the fractional ownership
according
works?
to the report, they said they have legitimate sources that claims that not just Davido, like the other people in Nigeria that claim to own jets, but are part of this ownership scheme. Do you understand? So we're even talking about politicians, we're talking about legitimate businessmen and all of that.
Yeah,
so we don't know the people involved because they're not letting it out. Nobody has that information. But right now, everybody looks questionable. Like, I'm even looking at
But do you
Some
know
other people like, are you sure you own your jets?
If do you know the purpose for which why they decided to do this?
All right. The main reason why they did this was it was actually a business strategy. Now they're trying to make his market value in the music industry go higher. Like when people see him flying a private jet, of course you wouldn't want to call such a person that owns a private jet and then you want to give him 2 million naira for a show. If he tells you he's going to charge you 10 million, you're going to think it is worth it, right? So now they want Davido to be able to attract businesses from other countries, international people. And then when those businesses start coming in, there was supposed to be a sharing plan between the guardian of jets owners. Yeah, there was supposed to be a sharing plan with the money he makes from businesses that he has attracted. So that was that was the main purpose.
My question is,
you know what? I need to come to Lakpe because you were going to say something. You don't support this idea that it's because of a jet that he's going to get more deals.
I think it should be, you should charge someone and your value should be based on merit. It shouldn't be based on what you acquire. And to be honest, though, I'm not shocked because his whole, I know you're gonna come at me for this, but his whole talent and his whole success has been based on everything that he can acquire and how much people he can pay to play his songs on the radio and how.
No, I wouldn't come at you for that.
And I'm saying I don't think his success is based purely off his talent. And if he has to buy a private jet just to have more market value, that proves my point. Because I think Wizkid goes around with a private jet. Everyone knows that he doesn't own it, but his music, you know that he's worth, and he's internationally recognized.
Right. Okay, let me hear from Yemi because I think you've been dying to say something.
What happens if they book him to play, say, Madison Square Garden, and they're like, oh, can you make it on this day? It's like, oh, there's no flight, so they're like, hey, we heard you got a private jet. Can you book it for that day? What happens then? It just doesn't make sense to me. I agree with that, but your value doesn't go up for what you earn, what you own. I think it's kind of crazy for you to have publicized this so big, so majorly.
Okay. But before we round up, what the instance that she has given, do you think that's how it's going to work in actual effect?
No, that's not how it's going to work.
So how do you think it's going to work before we round up?
Africans generally, we like material things. Like when people see you flying a private jet, they think, oh yes, you're a big star. So I think it was a good business strategy, and we all know that Davido is a good businessman.
Okay, I know you don't agree, but we're going to leave it there.
I don't agree.
And that brings us to the end of the program. Join us tomorrow for another exciting episode of the program. But before then, a big thank you to you, my guests, and a big thank you to the entire production team, and a big thank you to you for watching. Until next time, I'm Tokunbo Taiwo saying enjoy the rest of your day.